boxing is so busted up and fragmented, right? Literally, boxing has brought in trillions of dollars. And at the end of the day, there's nothing there. Every fight they put on is a going out of business sale. They're trying to rip as much money from you as they can. How many times have you turned off the TV after a boxing match and said, wow, I got my money's worth. Glad I stayed home on Saturday.
Yeah, the same dude that was talking absolute toilet water about boxing is about to position himself to potentially reshape the sport. Let's pray it doesn't turn out like his power slap adventure. If you're not aware, Dana White, the UFC president, and Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, have recently announced a partnership to create a new boxing league set to debut in 2026, this being a joint collaboration between the Saudi GEA and TKO Group, who own UFC and WWE. This partnership will change the landscape of boxing, but depending on who you ask, this is either going to ruin boxing or it's the dawn of a new, more progressive era in the sport, in which the best will continue to fight the best. And it was only a matter of time before this partnership was going to take place. Despite his past comments on the sport, Dana is a massive boxing fan and previously started a boxing project known as Zuffa Boxing. However, it never really took off, likely due to a lack of financial investment. But that has completely changed with this new collaboration between the TKO Group and Turki Al-Sheikh, which will give Dana a surplus of funds to play around with. Boxers for the last couple of decades are used to being their own bosses, at least the established stars are. I have my doubts a lot of them would want to work for Dana, but with the Saudi money they are more likely to comply. However, that is the short-term strategy. In the long run, Dana and Turki's goal will be to buy out a lot of these fighters' contracts in order to create a boxing league shaped in a similar model to the UFC. They bring in the best boxers and have them compete under their promotion. The Saudi GEA want boxing to be a part of their Riyadh season movements for the foreseeable future. I mean, Turki literally owns Ring Magazine, and I don't think he would go out of his way to purchase something that only dedicated boxing fans would even know about if he didn't have some plans for this in the long run. If what we've seen in the last couple of years is anything to go by, this should mean the fights everyone wants to see continue to be made, but that revolves around giving these fighters a stupid amount of money which may not be viable in the long run. The goal is to create a monopoly of the best boxing talents and have them under one promotion. That way they determine the fights that get made and how much these boxers get paid. However, this is going to take time. The current model of throwing money at these fighters to get them to fight each other will remain for a while. And only time will tell how this boxing league could affect Turki's relationship with other boxing promotions, many of which have been critical of this partnership. But this is a monumental leap in shaping how fights could be made in the future. On another note, all the things I've mentioned in previous videos as to what is ruining boxing, this partnership could help to clear up. Dana has addressed the ridiculousness of needing 4 belts to become undisputed, and he wants to have 1 belt per division. Interestingly, Turki refused to have the WBC belt be shown at the press conference in Canelo's upcoming title defense. Perhaps this shift has already begun. Also, Dana has mentioned this ambition of stripping weight classes down to the most basic, meaning no more 18 weight classes. The idea behind this is to simplify the boxing model so you can easily figure out who the best boxer is in each weight division, similar to the league system in UFC. Now that I've explained this partnership and what good it can do for the sport, let's look at why the boxing media has labelled Dana as an invasive species. One of the main arguments against the partnership is that Dana, with his vast wealth of UFC experience, has a track record of exploiting fighters by paying them peanuts. It's no secret that the UFC does not share its revenue money fairly with its fighters, with only 18.6% of the company's revenue going to its fighters, the ones that put in the hard work and contribute massively to the company. So the idea that boxers may, and I want to emphasize the word may, be paid an amount to show up and a separate amount if they win or get a Fight of the Night award infuriates many fans. But all in all, a good proportion of the boxing fanbase just despise Dana White. He has on many occasions stood on a stance which benefits him the most, even if that means straight up lying. This is the same man who was vocal about Jon Jones' desire for a substantial payday meant he was scared of Francis Ngannou, only to accuse Ngannou of being scared himself when Ngannou walked away from the UFC. I could dedicate a whole video on this topic alone, but in short, fans hate these exploitive tactics and you can't blame them. But that's everything in relation to this massive bombshell in the world of boxing. Only time will tell how much of an impact this will have on the sport. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, take care.